Yo, 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 to the yo, yo, yo for you. I made it. Okay, you know how long I took to get this event going? At 12:05, I was ready to press the broadcast button. I started to think to myself, what's actually going on here? And I had to rename the broadcast a few times, and then until I kind of came to the bottom line is that I'm trying to viewer growth hack my YouTube. And as much fun as I have, and as so many things that I could talk about, that really the challenge that I've had this entire year was viewership, subscriber counts, and growth hacking the life. You have to have 10,000 live views on YouTube before you're really even noticed, even though, and I was talking to someone a couple days ago about this, that even though I bring content that is being talked about on all of the major financial media outlets, all of them. I've been talking about this topic and subject for years. I have my own certain sort of brand of bringing conversation to the cryptocurrency communities. And, I'm just not funny enough. I'm not cute enough. I'm not doing it. But the only thing that I can maybe have some control over is if I do it often, then I can build up those the viewerships, what are called the lifetime view counts. So, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to relax about it because apparently the internet just ain't my baby daddy. And I've been saying that for a long, long time, but it just kind of hit me. I mean, that's the truth of it. I've come to the end of certain ways that I see people be treated, me included, and without it sounding as though this is the BeautyBubble rant show just for me. I mean, there's some really creepy, horrible people out there, and so the only thing that I can really do is make sure that I stay on my mission control and do what I can do. And so one thing that I can do, it's a gift, right? Being in crypto as long as I've been, and knowing the things that I know as a professional trader, and I'll just keep doing it until I hit those benchmarks that I think are worthwhile to reach for. One of which is the 10,000 viewer counts. So I've noticed that when I do go live, maybe I don't get the live viewers, which is cool, but people, they find either the hook or the title, or they are subscribers and they're just kind of checking in, seeing what I'm doing and what I'm talking about, what's interesting to me. I don't know. So anyway, that's what's happening tonight. So I'll kind of walk through the lineup here so that you can see if you are listening live, and thank you to the replay viewers too that come in. You're looking at my tweet deck. And I love my tweet deck, and you can set it up yourself. It's super, super easy. I've done a couple of cutesy things. One is which to add, in fact, it's been 2 hours since the word Bitcoin has been used, so I might have to refilter that. But anyway, we have Bitcoin, we have the BitMEX Rect, cryptocurrency, and crypto. So I think what I'll do is I'll probably change this up a little bit, this column, and we'll go sorting out and see what we should put there, if that sounds good to you. And I might just go back over to Twitter. What I'll do is I'll take this. It's a little trick. You go over to Twitter, and you go ahead and put that in, and you'll notice that that is Bitcoin in Chinese. The problem I'm having is that I'm not picking up as many of the articles as I would like to. There's the WeChat, but that's probably just one of their WeChats. So let's see if I can find, let's see what happens when I take this WeChat over there. Let's take this over. Go ahead and we're just going to copy and see what happens, because, you know, I think I know that I don't speak Chinese, but we'll go ahead and we'll put that in there and see what happens. I hope nothing too crazy. It looks like it's all WeChat kind of stuff. 13 hours ago, so we'll let that populate and see what happens there. So anyway, that's my tweet deck, but let's go on over to price for just a moment. Thank goodness, all in this area, when I was putting together the YouTube live, this is kind of where price was. And I could just leave this up, right? It's on a minute Ruby. So, and I could just leave this up overnight, maybe throw in some text or something like that, but just basically leave this up overnight. But there's two charts that you'll see. One is the Ruby. We'll keep it in the 1 minute. The next one is, this is a beta test of a chart that I'm working on, and this is a 15-minute. Both are coin-based charts. This is the 15-minute, and so I might be able to talk about sort of the lollygag off the 243. It's a 243 on the 60-minute. So we know that price has been supported by big EMA, the 243 EMA. And we hit an Elliott top, actually 2 pieces of Elliott were picked up here. And then price kind of lollygagged around, got retested, and came back up to weave up around the 80, what's called the 80 baseline up here. And it just looks like it's ping-ponging back and forth in what I call threading. Looks a little bit more dangerous on the Ruby as this price comes down, which it should, but what it's doing basically is just filling in Bollinger. And you can put your own Bollinger on a chart. This happens to be a 15-minute, and see how that kind of works out for you. All right, then the next thing is, of course, just my Twitter. So I'll be going back and forth across there just to kind of see what's going on with the Twitter. And I guess I could do the Coin Korea already pulls up on my tweet deck. So let's see. I'll find something that's more interesting. Something that's just a little different. So that's why I went to the other language. And not really being inspired by too much over there. So let me go ahead and put the WeChat back in and do WeChat Bitcoin maybe. See if I can find something interesting there. Ah, there's a Weibo Bitcoin. Bitcoin Weibo. Let's give that a try. This is an @ so I'll get the @ go here and see what happens with that one. Sounds fun. And this will be a user. I'm going to filter it by user and go. Whoa. We're not going to be doing retweets months ago. It's 1 day ago. So let me go back. Okay, Bitcoin. Develop trading venues. Applying to zero hedge. Bitcoin settlement transactions. Max Kaiser. Bitcoin Capital. Pay. Remember, this is WeChat. See how active it is when I come back up here. It's not really that active. Go to latest. See what happens then. Coin check. Coin check. Just not being inspired by anything there. So I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and go back to Bitcoin Gold. Maybe we had this up a couple of days ago. So 39 seconds ago. So that seems gold coin jar. Bitcoin gold. I'm sure there'll probably be some duplicates with that, but we'll keep that up like that. Okay, does that look good to everybody? Hope so. All right, come back over here. And I'll be popping my chat out in just a moment too, as soon as I get myself settled. All right. Okay, coming back over to YouTube. And this should have popped me in so that I could see myself. Go here. And we're live. We're watching, and I'm just going to come over here to grab the chat. Oh, hey, Wes. Hey, you. How are you? Oh, is that what it is? You like the hooks, huh? Okay, I get it now. Well, they can work. I'm popping out my chat right now, so just give me a moment here. And we'll go ahead and come back over here and come into the chart. And so we still see that there's absolutely nothing going on. These are just four-way dojis right here. Just complete sideways action. Nothing is going on just yet. Price is being pushed down a little bit by the 8 and the 12. Prices underneath both of those EMAs. And we'll just keep a vigilant look. It looked as though there was some softening that had started, I don't know, around 10 o'clock or so. And so things weren't holding up to the 6,000. But, you know, at 58.95, this is all good. All right, so then I wanted to share with you, sorry for the big bright screen, but I do have a Google Alerts feeds so that I'm not chasing down the news so much. And so it's not the prettiest thing to look at, but at least I am getting a Google Alerts. I used to get this for quite a few of the commodities. The Google Gold Alert, for example, is a great one to have. And so I decided that I would get the alerts feed. This is all part of the bot building too, is grabbing these files. And so you'll notice that the most recent one is GMO friendly IT firm announces token sale. So that's the news, and then here is where the news is located at CoinDesk, right here, GMO offer. And then all I have to do is take it to about right here, open up the file, and there I go. Or through the headline itself, I can just do some curating, culling and pruning just from this, and I don't have to go too deep into some of these articles that I may have read or I may know about from a prior news feed. But this is a great way if you're just getting started to go through the Google News feed maybe first, and then find those particular news outlets that you prefer reading, and then don't discount who wrote the articles. A lot of these writers are, you know, they started off maybe with these little outlets, and they are going now to Forbes, Wall Street Journal, and you know, over the next few years are going to become very well-known journalists. So that's one way of kind of hacking the Bitcoin media outlets that I think is useful. And they're very interesting folks too. Going back over to the tweet deck. Okay, so yeah, that works out pretty good, the Bitcoin Gold. So I think we've got something that probably works out pretty well for us. I think. Let's make sure. Go to my chat. All right, so what's going on with you? Okay. Oh. Oh, isn't that interesting? So you could be watching me live and then it goes into pause. And then of course you have to refresh in order for it to come back to in real time. Well, it's a very cool feature, especially if you let the events run, that if you still have the URL, I think the YouTube, oh, chatting. Okay, got it. The YouTube URL stays active for up to 4 hours, I think. I was reading about that if you don't close down or delete, or that YouTube, I guess, values the fact that people might want to scroll back, if they caught the very end or they didn't, catch things live. So the whole idea of actually like going live, I don't know, learned something about what LinkedIn is doing, because they've opted not to do the live streaming, but yet they're allowing for you to upload your material or your content without the need for live. And I really started thinking about that because I can't come to you live anyway. It's on a 60-second delay. So my work becomes less relevant because I can't bring to you, um, the charts in real time. And it's always been a problem. If you are in any kind of a trading forum, it was always one of the very first complaints was that, well, I'm getting my chart in real time and I'm getting you talking about the charts in delayed. So unless you are in a Skype or a, inside of the, I don't know what you'd call it, the web client, I guess, then you're really not getting, right? You're not getting real time. And then the expense of that and all of those kinds of things, So I really started thinking, all right, if most of people that are coming to my channel or through my channel are definitely in replay. And yet I've been hearing that other people that have big live audiences, people that get that notification and they really respond to it, they don't get the replay viewers. So it's really interesting. Yes, Wes. Yes. The days of you, the retailer, the pedestrian person avoiding Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, tokenized digital assets, those days are over. And I don't think it's necessary that you need to know like absolutely every single thing, because you'll end up doing business with people that you want to do business with. But everything is changing. The need for, I guess, the technology has been ramping up, and it's very volatile out there too, by the way. The developers, the pundits, the talking heads, the core developers, the ones that are the custodians of Satoshi Nakamoto's white paper, the original code is at threat like every day. And so that's where we're at right now. We're kind of like, we're fighting it. It's not like, oh, let me tell you about something that's really weird that you'll never really understand or be interested in, because it's just, internet money, right? It's funny money, to where we are right now. So all I can do is just say, learn best you can. So many people that I spoke to on Blab, of course, a lot of us knew about cryptocurrency, but as a payment method, as a transactional method, to conduct transactions. But we were always thinking that, well, it can conduct transactions, the whole cup of coffee thing. And of course, now we're into an entirely different outlook and vision of how the blockchain can, what I'm being told is, can change the world, can change everything about everything and how we do everything. So it's called the Internet of Value, I think, is what the newest thing that's coming out. I think it's called the Internet Token of Value, something like that. So I guess, everything can be tokenized. I'm waiting for the, for some of the more oddball kind of things to be coming out. But yeah, you have to follow it all now. And it's the birth of a new, it's the birth of new money. And what does that mean to us? And where we might have not had a chance to be involved when, we got off the gold standard, maybe we can be more involved with this new standard. So, but it's still, I'm more in the learning part of my experience with all of this, as far as the technology. So I try and just be very kind of low key about what I know, because I know how to get to the GitHub, and that's really about it. I would never decide to sit in a chair of any kind of authority talking about even what core does, or how they manage what they know. But I watch all of the conferences that are available to us. I read as much as I can. I try at least once a day to watch Andreas Antonopoulos, and I've been doing that for a long time. But in the last year, it was really impressed upon me, to just keep watching and listening to his wisdom. But yeah, I've seen been a lot of things that I've seen come up. So I wish that I had more ambition when it came to, wanting to be, the leveler of all this information. But, it's not really my thing to do that. And I'm not you need to be a pretty good storyteller, I think, with all these weavings. Okay, so let's go through, check on price. So we have come down another level. Actually, we've come down another 2 levels to 58.7502. We are now down on the session 0.2 something. And let's see. All right, so we know what Ruby's up to, and we can see that we're now at the end of the Bollinger, but Bollinger is expanded to the upside and, of course, expanded to the downside. You get a little dicey whenever you're experiencing this flaring of the Bollinger, because price can actually slip right there. And the 243 so close, this is where the threat is for the longs, just temporarily. They all know that that's there, 57.90 off of 50, what was the, yeah, 6,000. So that's a threat right there. $210 off of the high. Okay, then let's go back to my regular Twitter. And we knew that we knew that Warren had come out to say some things, and now CoinDesk has picked it up. But if we redial the news, let me see. Yeah, you see here. I wish there was a timestamp on these. Oh, there it is. But it's timestamped. Is that YouTube? So we know it's the 20. Oh, that was on the 26th. So this had to have been last night. So it's a redo. It's a repeat in this one. I don't like that. I wish somehow that maybe Twitter one day is going to have it be where if you're not supposed to be able to. Oh, there's certain news that you can't retweet, but these really should be time stamped to put in a request. So we have something here. This is a retweet of Rogers, and for good reason. We're in the middle of the night, so anything that was done. Let's see here. Richard's got a post out. Mubs has a post out looking for people to work with during the Product Hunt Global Hackathon. Aha. That sounds cool. There's Victoria Frotz from the old days of Blab and Meerkat mostly. Wouldn't it be funny if Amazon started accepting Bitcoin on their conference calls? Oh, that was 17 hours ago. Here we go again. 17 hours ago, 26 minutes ago. Vinny coming in. 18 minutes ago. Here's the very first earliest one. 5 minutes ago, 4 minutes ago. All right. So that's all about the Twitter. And we'll stay up over at TweetDeck. Keep an eye on this price, though, as we drop. I think what I'll do is I'll open up the window here so you can see the percentage. Drop down another 0.1% to 0.32. And we'll go back over to here. We'll also open up this one here to be reminded. I'll go back to my chat. There we go. Let's see. And that's a hold up. Well, I don't doubt that there's going to be a lot more municipal work being done in the next couple of years. There's also going to be some really great ways of, I know that we have a fellow who's working in virtual reality it's so cool where you actually get paid to do good deeds, such as picking up trash or I know that was one of the things that he was doing where you're paid for good deeds. It could be, you know, straightening up this and that and the other. I don't know what the whole, you know, cleaning roadway. I don't know all the things that he's looking at, but I do believe that this year that there will be more municipal projects. But if you attend some of these conferences, a lot of them are online now, and there are some tremendous people that are doing pitches, and it's a wonderful way of finding out the new, you know, the new projects that are on deck. Price is $58.73, now down $18.61, or 0.32% on the session, off of the $6,000 high. And actually, the high on the session was $59.98. So we dropped $2 from when the session opened. off of 6,000. And then now we're down another $18.61, as you can see. Okay. All right, let me run over to YouTube. And okay, looks good. Check back over to TweetDeck. And I hope the Hangout is holding up pretty well. There we go. Doing good. All right, so let's figure this out. Bitcoin. Speaking of the rundowns, there is a really cool Facebook Messenger bot that is really cool, where you can ask for your pairs, and now that you can concatenate them. They are going to be doing a website, and they are also working on their Twitter bot, and it's called Zap Coin. It's in my own Twitter too. Let's see here. All right, we have liquidations of longs 12 minutes ago to 37 minutes ago. So you can see liquidation long, 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 long. So we knew that that pullback would eventually make its way over to Coinbase. This is a BitMEX liquidation that grabs liquidations from the API. Let's see here. Still have to go through a lot of so fun things. Okay, we'll go back through. Everything's still the same there. Go to news. Touch. Okay, let's go back to the top. Same thing. So there's no new news, as you can see. This is the same thing here. I don't know if that stays. Go back and forth. It does. I'll keep that there as a marker. Works. Okie dokie. So I think what I'll do is I think I'll go to the YouTubes. So this is like my free column there. There was a time when I thought maybe I could go here, here, close the ad, please close the ad. Here, and go Bitcoin, and go filter, and go, I don't know if this works. Let me go here and take this over here. No, it's not going to work. It's not going to work, but there was There was a time when I was able to get, can't remember what it was. So I'll go today. See, I think that the the titles of the YouTubes are much better headlines. So let's go filter and go this last hour. Trying to get the newer stuff. Coin stories. Coin stories. Let's chat about Bit. Well, I've never seen them before. Never seen them before. I'll have to check that out. WebBot hit Bitcoin 6,000. Bitcoin crossed 6,000. USI Tech Bitcoin and where is it going? There we are. US Tech Overview, how to earn daily money. Now, see, this is interesting. We filtered last hour, right? Filtered last hour. But let's go ahead and filter live. Let's see what happens. We'll figure this out since we're hacking viewers, hacking viewer counts. And see, now all of these are coming out as though they're live, right? Hold up just a moment. Live. There we go. And Crypto Revolution, what is Bitcoin? Special reports, predictions, and then here we are, right here. So we have to figure out, I mean, there's 1 watching, no watchers shown there, 3 watching there, 10 watching. So they're doing something right. Hello traders, here's my strategy to trade. Live trading Bitcoin strategy. Live Bitcoin, live trading Bitcoin strategy. And then Bitcoin overnight viewer growth hack. I don't know, I like my title. I don't know. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna give in to that. I like my title. We'll just keep an eye on it. That's all. Oh my goodness. Here, I'll do growth hack on here and see what I get. 19 minutes ago. See, the growth hack business is oh, here we have Friday motivation, marketing, Instagram, video. So I guess I could do the Friday motivation and do my own. Looks like Moni Limited, another New York agreement company, is effectively not participating in SegWit. We signed to show our support to SegWit. Okay. It's Moni. So because I don't get retweets, I have to grab that one as it is 34 seconds ago. Just don't know if he's retweeted that out. So it's not reposts, it's retweets that I don't get. Kansas Commission, political candidates cannot accept Bitcoin. So we've seen that before. Political candidates cannot accept Bitcoin. Kansas. If you so happen to live in Kansas, it's not going to work out for you. Let me see here. You'll get that 10,000 soon. Miss that name, the community cleanup guy. Oh, it's recorded. Such a. Oh, thanks, really. Thank you, friend. I know. I think that, I don't know, I've been looking at how some people get these numbers and, you know, I don't know. And I'm so close, as you can see, right? But I don't know. I get uptight and frustrated about these things, I get, and I don't know what we're going to do, really, as you know, like I've left all of the other, adjunct communities. I get it now. I get now more, and now I have, more evidence that I I should have always, and I really want to kind of get this through people's heads, is that um, don't be so quick to give up your own dreams and aspirations. Uh, that's number one. Number two is that hold on to it best you can. Don't give it up. Don't even give it up for a vacation, or here, you take the keys while I take some time off. Don't do that. And as much as we would all like to help each other, it's so important to keep your own property. And it's messy enough that we're already on YouTube and we don't have our own way of putting out the material, because they've just done such a good job of the technology. There's just no way that I can't rebuild a personal YouTube channel. But to hold on for these things for yourself is really important, because what I've seen, and there's so many examples that I could give, the best one that I have is that people are takers. They're not makers for the most part. And I don't know if it's that the technology has made us be this way, or we're just very uncreative people, the people that are takers and not makers. And the makers really, they take a lot of heat, because it's not always, our visions aren't always being delivered, in full measure, all figured out and perfected. Makers and creators don't think like that. We don't live like that, but the taker does. The taker is a thief and will take whatever they can in whatever condition it's in. And if they can make you work a little longer, they'll take that too. So they'll never stop taking. And I now know more about how the money has been being made. And I think it takes a certain type of person to fall into the way that they've gained the viewership, the way that they've gamed the system, and takes a certain kind of a person. And I wish that there were two tracks on how can you be an expert in growth and scale, but not be a hacker, thief, taker, mess of a life. How is that possible to do it in a good, decent way? And I really feel like I went down the wrong rail track, because there wasn't a lot of available either when I started, my internet life. For me, I just didn't see that there was a lot available. I did an early thing on eBay, and I was so excited. But the people that made the products, it was an MLM. I was not a seller. I was a hostess. I came up with this idea. Why couldn't I just sell have a party online? And I was literally attacked by, these were Pampered Chef consultants. who would go in tribes and they would attack eBay sellers. Anybody that sold Pampered Chef on eBay, they would attack. And they would write and make comments and relentless about it. We're going to report you. Why are you here? We have rules and regulations. We don't want resellers. And this is in the, like we're talking, eBay was like, 3 days old. So here I had these, what I thought were great, and they were great ideas. But the taker was already in play. The taker already had their everything figured out. And here as a maker or creator, I didn't have it all worked out yet. I knew what it should feel like. I knew that I could do something really wonderful with it. And, the taker was right there. And this has been the story of my life on the internet from the very beginning. So I started off tonight with saying that, I just have to stick. I have to just be, have my own course and meet these benchmarks for myself, and just basically, believe that YouTube is going to let me reach these benchmarks, and be happy that that I stuck it out, and and that I didn't play any funny business. I was working on my tags, your keywords. And I got into this thing about, somebody was like, well, if you're not going to talk about all those, there's 500 characters for your keywords. If you're not going to talk about all those things, you really shouldn't be putting those tags in there. And I'm like, but it's the body of my work. Because right now I could start talking about, a hand cream or something. And I have every right to put, Lancome in my keywords. But like, people are just so uninspired and so rough around makers and creative. I should just say creative thinkers. I can't say like this super creative. Certainly, I have been creative in my life, but there's some people on YouTube that are doing wonderful things. And I'm not that person, but I'm certainly not the taker in the room. So I have to learn, maybe how to do some of this growth hack work and be okay with it, and know how I did it, and be happy to share with others how I did it. Whereas a lot of people are, like, well, that's my secret sauce, or, what do you need that for? And, because all of it should be so much fun and interesting. So, but I've figured out in the last couple of months, especially, I have really figured what these guys have been doing. Been doing a little bit of the math, and there's a little bit of disappointment in them, because a lot of these people I've known for a few years now, and I would have thought that they would have grown out of it, but they haven't. They've gotten actually better at it. And they don't want me to be a part, and so I've decided that, okay, I'm happy to give them what they want. I don't need to be a part of what they do. And you just can't walk into these forums and know that at any moment, if you say something, you're going to get this counter attack, as though it's a single shooter game or something that I'm in. I don't live my life that way. And I had to say to somebody tonight that, mommy just doesn't do that anymore. It's like, it's so, and it's just ugly, and they talk about, people being boring. Dudes, man, ugliness is boring. Being ugly is boring. That's what's boring. Not what I'm interested in. When you're ugly on people, when you're mean and nasty to people and you're not giving them any instruction or value or caretaking, when you're being just ugly with people, that's boring. So, mommy done. All right, let's go to the 5907. Well, look at that. I guess I didn't want to take it down below. 5872 was the end of that little rundown. And now we are, now we're negative on the day. See, this is the thing about the 1 minute. But we're at 5888, down $3.61 on a full session. So that's pretty good. We'll go over to the Cardwell and see how that's working out. And sure enough, as the Bollinger flared, price got picked up. It's being supported now by Bollinger. And very easily enough, you can kind of see how these patterns work out now. Comes through the median, catches the lower part of Bollinger, and it has the potential, if it wants to, even though the median is kind of curved down, it does have the potential filling in Bollinger. But I think that the longs are probably still in the game until the 57.92. But this price is moving up as time goes on, of course. So it'll start to catch up with price in a few hours. And then there'll be a big decision that everyone will have to make. Because $6,000 is a big number. Back over to Twitter. So we're liquidating longs again. But it liquidated shorts too. Let's see. All right. Go back over to the news and we'll regenerate. It looks like we do. No, same news. So there's nothing new is coming out. Make sure that we're still in the, I'll refresh this and see if we've moved up a notch for being in the game a little bit longer. So we're here. We are number, after the ad, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're number 4. So that's okay. In the live though, Bitcoin live. Bitcoin live, we're in the 4th spot. And I haven't even done a tweet out or anything. So that's pretty good. Computer's acting really good tonight. See if anybody, I think this is a replay. This guy has done really well. Really told me about this guy here. Amazon accepting Bitcoin. Bitcoin trading live 24/7. He has 91 people watching. There's never a voice. It's only just his charts. Bitcoin trading live 24/7. Live shout outs. There's another live trading. Bloomberg. And a lot of the channels too are adding, I think, the Bitcoin in their keywords. Like here's the Forex Live technicals. So we know that they're using the keyword. So I'm pretty happy with being in 4th position. That's pretty good, right? That's pretty good. Let's refresh. 1, 2, 3, 4, and there we are. Okay, excellent. Bitcoin overnight growth hack. I'm going to go ahead and take this. Let's go over to Twitter, put a tweet together. And then let me grab the link. Sorry that you guys have to look at me build a tweet here. There's the link, YouTube page, right? Okay, where did it go? There we go. Below. Up above. All right. And rank it myself. And then come back over here. We'll just see if that, I didn't share it. That might have been something that I could have done. And go here. Okie dokes. And we'll get to the Telegram stuff in just a moment. Okay. Okay, so there we are there. So it came on Bitcoin. Okay, so let's run over to Telegram. Okay, since I've been talking about the RubyBot. Now, I'm not too sure that you guys can see, though. That's the problem. I don't think you can see the... Okay, we're getting another push down. So we'll go through the charts again. So we know now better, right? We know that we have been pressured by the EMAs. Yes, we got a little bump up, but we never did get price to go and be supported by the 8 or the 12 in any event. So even though the condition of the trade is still long, we have pressure now to take the position short. It just hasn't happened quite yet. outside of the fact that, you know, it's super toppy. And we'll go over to the other chart and you can see that. And we know that, remember, the threat is always the 243, which is right here. That's always the threat. And if this, remember when I had said that the Bollinger has a tendency to help you, it guides, the median guides the direction of Bollinger. That's what's so clever about the way that it's structured, is that as it cradles price and the median is over price, of course it makes sense, right? Now we had said too that the Bollinger had flared down a little bit to accept the lower print, but this was before. And of course this now looks more ominous in that maybe price does want to actually come and retest the 243. Last time it did that, of course it met up with the median, such as over here. It tried to retest here and just barely missed it actually in this squeeze. And then of course after the squeeze the price popped up. Okay, so this is a squeeze of Bollinger right here. And then price resolved to the upside, giving us this glorious 6,000 high. With the Elliots, the two Elliots, we had every reason to believe, unless there was, you know, good actors out there to keep that price propped up, that just price on its own weight without too much else going on in the market would lollygag and weave in and out of this 80 base up here, which is an 80 RSI. And so that's what it's done. Bollinger expanded, gave room for price to kind of fall out. Like, imagine like a flower opening up, or balloon. It's called like a balloon. And then price just literally falls down and cradles into it. So destination, the natural destination would now be on trend 5792.02. And even with the EMAs, we can draw a line. And so it can have like a trend line that comes off of it from about right here. Draw a trend line, ray tool, and then we should see the projection of where the 243 would actually be over time. If that makes sense. All right, and let's see if we can, it might be because I'm in my Telegram. Sorry. You hear my fan just went on. So let me pop out the chat. Okay, let's see here. Right. I know you told me about him. I know, it's so cool. He's just found himself in a real groove, and I love it. It's very, very neat. Super, super neat. Like, all right, let's check the news then, since we're having a little fallout here. Nothing has come up yet. Let's see Twitter if we have more. Actually, we should probably do the tweet deck and see if the 10 minutes ago, so this isn't really very cool. Let's go on a refresh on the tweet deck because we should see something else here. But we're not seeing anything there. So this is just a technical pullback. Doesn't look as though BitMEX has taken anyone out. 10 minutes ago, at least. Now I've noticed sometimes the TweetDeck doesn't pick this up as often as it should. Once it starts to scroll in, we should see something. But PayPal co-founder says Bitcoin is underestimated compared. That's Peter Thiel. This analysis, BTC Ethereum. So basically the growth hack, right now we run the real estate on growth hack over at Twitter. just letting you know. Just trying to give you guys a heads up that for all of Twitter in the last 6 minutes we're the only ones that have talked about growth hacking. That's pretty funny. I guess it's probably an old, very popular topic. Maybe that's why we're only number 4. Maybe that's why I picked the wrong The wrong title. I don't know. I think it looks pretty good. See, it says live now, new. New. Oh, that's good. Really, we're in the new category. New, new, and new. I didn't notice that before. Everyone else, no one else has new. Oh no, that one says new. But this is much further down. Ours says new, and it's way up here. It's number 4, and it says new. They shouldn't say new because they've been on for 900 hours. But all right, we're down $40. So it's a pretty decent rejection of higher prints just currently. Let's see what happens over here. And go back over to TweetDeck. And liquidated longs. Oh, I can't wait for Zapcoin to come over to Twitter. It's going to be fun. It's called Zapcoin. It's called Zapcoin? I better make sure about that. Because I know that there's a Zapcoin, but then there's a... I have to go over and see what it's really called. Sorry about that. I guess we'd go ICO. ICO. 20 seconds ago. All right. And I can't do the Telegram because it's a pop-up, so you guys don't even see it at all. But anyway, over at the Telegram, guys, I have been inputting. In fact, I think I can tell you how much we have done. 64 notifications. And right now they're manual postings, but now that I have those manual postings, then we might be able to get these coded into the notification. And the way that the bot is, notifications on trend direction and technical levels, and then you can learn about it more by visiting the channel here. And the user bot name is @RubyCrossBot. That is the username. I do believe I still have like the notifiers in private, maybe? I don't know. I don't even think I have a... I think you just have to look for it, actually. Then, of course, we have Chart Chat Connect. And over at Chart Chat Connect, whatever it is that I find, I do the Cardwell charts over there. It's just kind of a grab bag of ideas. And there's nothing going on over there. Then I have Chart Chat Connect, the group. So I have a Chart Chat Connect announcer and a Chart Chat Connect group. And this is also, I think you have to do 2, or the way that I did it over on Telegram is that I started off with 1 and then they say, do you want to make a group? And then I created the group. So that's what Chart Chat Connect does too. We'll go ahead and put a, let me get the invite notice. And I'll get the invite link out. I have no idea why they don't let you just friggin' copy this thing. Pardon me, here's the invite link. And go back, and come down. It's the invite link for Chart Chat Connect. what I should do is go ahead and oh, that up there. It's the Telegram, and I'll put it also in the pop out. Oh, okay. Yeah, not a problem. Everything's good. This is the Telegram. I really should just put all these probably down below, but from what I'm hearing from people talking about YouTube is, man, they really do not want you putting other URLs in any of your, like the descriptions or, oof, they're getting very tough. Let's see. Okay, I think I'm probably going to get off the mic and do one more round on the news. There's nothing coming through. Not a thing. Not one thing. That is some kind of crazy right there. Do a refresh. See if there's somewhere else you guys could go. Nope, but we're still in a good position. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that guy came up before us. We're in number 5 now. Ah, but that makes sense. We dropped down. I see how that sort of kind of works. Go ahead and take ourselves off of that. Go back over to the TweetDeck. And what would you rather see? The TweetDeck rolling? I mean, it'd be nice if I could put the live. I think I can. I don't know if I can set up the application window side by side. I should try and see if I can do that. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do. Because there's no news coming out. We have some price action. Just, man, just slow down. Look at all these. Look at all this. Literally just stopped. Just phew, that. And see, I would read about that telecom industry. Just going to keep an eye on this percentage. We'll just keep the tweet deck up, I guess. And then I will finish my water, take the pop out. I know. Seriously, really. Seriously. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. It's just making things so unfun. Really and truly. I was so excited when I first got onto YouTube. Oh my God, I was so excited. I was scared out of my wits, but I was just thrilled with the chance of somehow, squeezing in the technology every day and learning a little something every day. And oh my gosh, I was so thrilled. Um, and I have no idea what is going on, and I do hope that we're just kind of in the middle of some sort of renaissance, and it just doesn't feel that way. It just feels difficult and painful and not very fun, and people having to reveal their true selves, and I don't know. And a few of us have been able to forge these really interesting collaborations, and we have to proceed with caution and be cognizant of how people are treating each other, and almost have to be pretty cutthroat about not crossing the line too much and not being perceived as being stiff, or you know not a very cooperative person, because of the experiences that we've all, not even if you were just observing them, either experiences that were dead on, hit you in the head, or that we've observed how other people are handling themselves, and it's just not fun. And there are people that are coming out. They just it's like it's their true work now, and uh, like that wasn't what they even bought into. And of course, we know that people have profited all the way along. This has not been a zero sum for a lot of people, and I'm seeing this now in the Bitcoin space. This wasn't zero sum. They weren't doing this for the Bitcoin community, as so many of them say now. I was doing this for the Bitcoin community because I read their telegrams. I listen to how they speak to each other, and and I now know how they're making their money, and so I don't buy it. I'm just not going to buy it. And I wish that I had something to sell that could somehow alleviate my my disenchantment, because at least I could have something that I was proud of, but all I have are experiences that I'm not very proud of. And so I'm sort of walking away from it with a very disillusioned forecast. And maybe in another event, I'll talk about why you can watch something go from $12.50 to now $5,817 and walk away being disillusioned. Well, because I had my own vision, and you can believe in one thing, which I do, but that wasn't the vision. The vision for me on the internet was, to make money, to do good. And everyone knows, of course, that I do follow the money. I know how to do that. I know how to make the money. They know how to do that. But creating something, and forging cooperatives and creator groups and more scripts and cooler ways, really kick-ass ways of looking at price on charts and all of that really cool stuff, and bot building and that sort of thing was my vision. And to find out that, it's I hopped on the wrong train. I think that's what happened. Got involved with the wrong people. I hung out with the wrong crowd, as they say. And I have to be cool enough to walk away from it. All right, so we have price now coming through to the 32, and it's on its way to the 51, 52 line right here, which is that magenta line. I never get too crazy hung up with it coming to the 32, except for that now we know that price, and you're seeing this in real time, the price is now coming into Ruby, what is called coming into Ruby. We do not have the cross short just yet, but we are getting signals that the 12 is now above the 8. So that is a signal that price is being challenged to go short, even though, please listen up, even though the trend is still long, price is being challenged to go short right now at 58.1504. So I could take a screenshot of this. I think that's what I'll do. And we'll go ahead and take all of that great education and go ahead and put it over at the RubyCrossBot as a manual post. And that's all that I do. I just type in manual posting with a link to the chart, and then I just do a very simple. And I'll run over to the, because we've got the 96 right there too. So we can survive, the long can survive, and then let the US market open up if it hits the 96. See what's happening with the 243. Here we are coming into the 243 on the Cardwell. So this is what was expected, except for price is now outside of the bands. Traditionally, when price comes outside of the bands, in Bollinger, it will seek to come back in the bands. It does not like to live outside of the bands for long, and it will snap back and come into the lovely nesting arms of Bollinger. And I have to plug myself in or else I'm going to run out of battery. And then I think I'll get up and get my water going. We'll keep an eye on the chart, maybe from what vantage do you guys want? Just this vantage here? Does that look okay? And then we'll go ahead and we'll take this off of there so we can watch this whole thing kind of happen. I'll put this over here so you guys can see a little bit better. Maybe see all that abyss area. Okay. So I threw it over to Telegram. And we still have our chat going. TweetDeck is up and running. All right, so I'll put myself on mute. Cool. Thinking me think. Go to the hangout. What What is wrong with me like that? I use the hangout because I open up. Okay, there's the hangout. Go ahead and I'll put myself on mute. Okie dokes, I'm back on mic. And I think probably I'm going to wrap it up with a very quick thank you very much for stopping by and chatting with me in the chat and talking to me about this incredible um, vision of being involved with Bitcoin. Thank you so much. If you'd like to, please subscribe. We are on a growth hack for viewers for what's called lifetime viewership, lifetime viewer counts to 10,000. So we're under, we're well under 10,000, but we're well above 7,000. So we'll get there. And I want to thank you very much for spending some time with me this evening, and I'll talk to everyone real soon. Bye-bye.